saying that to your governor, he doesn't have a clue. And we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them out of our country, and we will be very, very effective in doing it. It's going to happen. Was doing his job, he would be leading the fight to get these gangs and thugs the hell out of Colorado now. And remember, it was polls. So nice to be in the White House, sir. Call me sir, would have done whatever the hell I wanted. Yes, sir, oh, sir, such an honor. And yet it was Polish who led the move to take me off the ballot because I was leading in the polls. And then the Supreme Court, very brave and very brilliant actually, voted 9-0. Every Democrat is leading everybody. He said, we have to get them off the ballot because that was part of the scheme. You know, not only the weaponization, but this was actually part of the weaponization. Their first move was to try and get me off the ballot. They didn't want to run against me. They liked other people much better. Much better. You know, we ran and won in 2016. We did much better, like millions of votes in 2020, but we won't discuss that. And I will tell you, you see it by the crowd, you see it outside, let's take a look outside, that we are today, there's more enthusiasm to this movement, Maggie, the greatest movement. But there was great indignation in Colorado by what this ineffective person did. They really were angry at him, and they were angry. And especially, you know, who was the most indignant? The Democrats, believe it or not. They thought it was a terrible thing to do because that is really a threat to democracy, not the fake threat that they use all the time. So I hope in Colorado, I love this place, I'm here on my visit. I have a lot of friends here, and they tell me the whole thing is starting. You can't live like this. You can't live with these people. These are stone cold killers. You could be walking down the street with your husband, you'll both be dead. They wouldn't even remember they did it the following morning. You can't live like this. So I hope in Colorado will show a tremendous protest vote for what they did to try and keep the remember, I really believe Colorado is, you know, very close. Very close. In fact, in one poll, we're leading by a little bit. Think of it now. The Democrats were angrier than anybody. They thought it was terrible, the concept of it. And even when you get the 3 very liberal votes in the Supreme Court voting, you know, when they vote for Trump, it was got to be pretty off the wall. But they did. I respect them for doing it. But Colorado is going to vote for me because I am going to make Colorado safe again. In 3 local apartment complexes that Kamala has infested with the TDA, that's the gang that we're talking about, the prison gang. They come out of prisons. 80% of the residents are now living with their relatives in different states and other places. They've been forced out of their building. 20% of the residents stayed, and they're fearing for their life. They have no choice but to stay. They're being threatened every single day. They're going to be out soon. They're going to be out. They don't have to be out. I would say if they can hold out You know, January 20th, it's too long. You better get out of their stores. But January 20th, those guys are going to be out of the Renaissance, and they're going to be out of the store. Members of the gang now beat down doors with hammers and engage in open gun battles with rival groups in this once peaceful, beautiful, pretty crime-free community. The illegal alien gang member who was the alleged leader behind the invasion of Aurora was recently charged for beating a man beyond recognition. Beat him beyond recognition. Breaking his nose, breaking his jaw, and inflicting traumatic brain injury on this victim. He will never be the same, as you know. The thug was later arrested for shooting two men in the same apartment building and breaking another man's ankle, which he did just for fun. Once again, this animal had arrived at our border and was released into the United States by Kamala Harris, the worst border czar in history. We're in Aurora, and remember that chart, my all-time favorite chart. Remember that chart? Look what happened at Arrow, all-time low in history, and then looking to the right, look what happened. Literally, the day they took over, it became a scene that nobody thought was possible. Not in this state. I know the state very well. I've been here so much. Not in this state. Nobody thought this was possible. We'd be up here talking about this. Did anybody think 5 years ago, 6 years, anybody would be up here talking about that Venezuelan gang with the most sophisticated rifles, weapons, and guns that anybody's ever seen would be taking over your state? And they're not stopping. They're not stopping. This guy gets here, and I'm going to get a new governor, by the way, but by the way, did you see 60 Minutes? Her answer was so incompetent that CBS and 60 Minutes, a prestigious show, but I knew they were drunken as hell for years. They used to do the opposite to me. You know, to me, they used to cut my statement. To her, they added the statement on. There's a big difference. You want the guy that gets cut. They cut it because I made such big statements. They said, why did you cut that statement? Well, you just felt it. You had to do it for time. They cut the heart out of the statement. But for me, they cut the statements with it, and they edited it. So they took her entire statement out. And they took some just words, just virtues of what she's talking about. There's something with her. So think of this. And you know they got caught. I think it's the greatest scandal in broadcast history, actually. They took it out and they added something else in it. You think they do that for Trump? Her statement was so bad that rather than airing it, they cut it out. They took out the whole thing and they added a much shorter statement that she made 10 minutes later, having nothing to do with the first one. I don't think anything like that's ever happened. And now we're finding out that it happened throughout because of the early instance. And now we're thinking that it probably happened with Biden, because he was interviewed by 60 Minutes and some strange things happened. So there's a, think of this. So CBS gets a license, and the license is based on honesty. I think they have to take their license. That's an amazing phenomenon. But when I announced my presidency in 2015, I said they're not sending their best. I just cheat. How dare you say that? This is America. It turned out that what I said was like peanuts compared to that. I said they're sending people that have lots of problems, which they definitely do. They're sending people and bringing those problems with them. And they're bringing drugs, and they're bringing crime, and they're rapists. So I made that statement, and I got hell knocked out of me by the state police. And I took a lot of heat for saying it, but I was right. And now everybody is admitting that I was right. So how many times have you heard that you know what Trump had to make those statements? Those statements are peanuts compared to what's happening to our country. These are the worst criminals in the world. can't say it anymore. No, the people who are really very nice people, they don't commit crime, remember? Our criminals are worse. Our criminals are like babies compared to these people. These people are the most violent people on earth. And remember, they don't come just from South America. They come from the Congo and Africa. They come from all over the world. They come from the Middle East. They come from Asia. They come from prisons and jails. They come from all over the world. And she was saying, these are really nice people. Either she's really dumb or she's very naive. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. The only good thing about it, I'll tell you, there's a couple of good things. There are only one good, but maybe two. One of the good things about it is that they make our criminals look like nice people. So our criminals are now, we see these really horrible, horrendous criminals, and we say, well, that's okay. The other thing is, they're really great if you happen to be running against the politician that allowed this to happen. Because I don't know how it's possible for anybody to lose. Because we have to clean out our country and we have to make America great again. You know the story here. We're joined today by another Aurora resident who you know, Cindy Romero, and she's going to come up and say just a few words. She bravely published her camera footage of what she witnessed, and it is gone all over the world. Cindy was forced to flee her home after her car was hit with gunfire. Another day in Aurora.